Hello, everyone. I am Adam, and I have a question for all of you. To pull request or not to pull request? That is a question, and we're going to talk about it for about 5 minutes. So show of hands who uses merge requests, pull requests, like everybody, right? Why are we talking about it? Well, I will get to that in just a moment. If there's anyone that doesn't know, maybe you are not a developer at heart, right? This is an example from GitHub. You can look at your changes, you can compare them, you can collaborate with your peers. Hopefully you can get useful feedback, you can get trolled, you can get weird emojis, you can get off track. So there's a lovely world of pull requests, but I sort of have a theory that I've developed working on a lot of teams. And that is that pull requests are more than a tool, right? They can have a really positive impact on you. And I believe that they can help you be a better engineer. I think that they can help you be a better team member. And I think that they can help your team be better. So I hope you walk away with one idea about how you can pick that tool up and use it in a different mindset based on some examples. So one of my favorite things, and something one of my team members shared, is training and personal growth, right? If you're new, if you have this mindset, this is an opportunity for you to share with a new team member, really to help them understand how to work in a repo. And if you're a seasoned engineer, you still get to learn, right? Mary, my coworker here, said, I get paid every day to come to work and get feedback from super smart engineers. I get paid to learn, right? And when people come with this mindset for pull requests, that's amazing. That can be really powerful for you and your team. Pull requests can also help you with quality, right? This morning we talked about pulling quality in and getting it as soon as possible. With status checks, right, you can run your builds, you can run your tests. We know this kind of stuff. You can do cool stuff. There's all sorts of services, right? Like there's a license compliance check in this one. You can have a pair of real hands clap every time you release to production and celebrate wins, right? And this happens for free. You don't have to think about it. It just happens, and you get a green check or you get a red X. And that's a really powerful tool that you can just have without remembering. Also, what about all that people stuff? Like, what do I need to know? And what are you doing? And why did you do this? I was in an open space yesterday. Someone said, why did you do this PR? Put it in a pull request template. Ask the question. Those things you always forget, put it in a checklist, right? That's how you deal with some of those messy human things that you see in those postmortems. Also, code owners is really cool. This is specific to GitHub as far as I know. You can actually define who's smart about what. So you can define patterns in your repo to say, hey, if someone changed a YAML file, you know who's really good to review that? Or if it's in this directory, you know who's really good to review that? And if you're in a repo you don't normally work in, if you're in open source, this can help you connect with the people that are smart and want to provide feedback, right? You can even commit yourself in code owners to say, I volunteer to help. And change control. I love change control, right? But if you've ever been through one of those horrible change control processes where people have a vote that don't know what in the world is going on, it is much better to just have to have 1, 2, 3 of your peers say thumbs up in a pull request and say, we met that compliance requirement. We understand we're in the finance industry, the healthcare industry, we're regulated, right? This is a way to say yes in a way that most people don't think about. This is my favorite example. GIFs do not work very well in Ignite talks, pro tip. But how did this PR make you feel, right? The answer is a GIF, and sometimes it's really happy and fun, and sometimes it's super sad. And you can ask your team member, why did it feel sad to work on that code? This is an example of the GitHub Deployments API. You can say, where is this pull request? So in this case, you see here, it's in production. You can click on that badge. You can go to that environment. You can check it out. This is great for testing. Just sort of answering those little questions of toil so people don't interrupt you and say, did we deploy this? Where's the pipeline? Did it work? Right? You can sort of glue everything together with a pull request and tell the story of the life of a change. Also, I would just recommend, look for a tool that respects pull requests. This is an example of Waffle. I work for Waffle. Waffle shows pull requests and issues together. So if you have a suggestion for how to make your code better, that's a first-class citizen, and it doesn't get hidden, gets attention, and your teammates can help you get that change made. And lastly, an interesting story. I used to work with a developer, worked by himself. It was a closed source project. He'd actually pull request his things, go get a cup of coffee, come back to it later in the day and say, how can I make my code better? What did I miss? So anybody can pull request. There's a link here to all these resources and some other people that thought about this and have interesting stories to share. So I'd say, check it out. I hope you can take one thing home and maybe try it out, and it makes your life a little bit better, and you think about how to use this not just for a tool, but in a better way. I'm I'm Adam Zolyak. I'd love to talk about what's stopping you, and I look forward to seeing you around. Thank you.